Good morning, Olivia.
Morning, more like a little bit of an afternoon, but it's a good evening over there, right? It's like, oh my gosh, what time is it in Amsterdam? It's 8, right?
8 p.m. Yeah.
I always forget on the day of the stream, so good evening.
Thank you. All good. How's your week going?
Well, weekend is kind of weekend is sort of it's a bit of the same old given the whole stay at home and more stay at home. But it's okay. So for everybody wanting to learn more about coding with maps from home, that's why we're here.
Yeah. What did we do last time?
Last time we did the part 2 of the POI details, and this time we're doing another part 2, but we're going to do a part 2 of the EV routing.
So for EV routing, we actually work on the reachable range, I remember.
Yeah, we just did a reachable range. I think mostly that.
I want to start my server, if I remember correctly, and see the open. Okay, good.
But so I can chat about range. Yeah, we did reachable range. What else?
We calculated a route between 2 points. I remember it was Vancouver, Seattle, Portland area. It's in the West Coast. And we searched for charging stations because we did it for electric vehicles.
We did it, I think, for an Audi. It was a different one, I think, than we're going to use today. But we went and picked out a model of car.
No, last time it was the Ioniq.
The Ioniq?
The Ioniq car.
Oh,
Ioniq
okay.
Car.
Then I'm thinking of something else where we used the Audi. Maybe it was a routing episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
But today I want to use again the Audi again.
We're going to use the Audi today, so that will be fun.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and go forward one so we can see what we're going to be chatting about. So we're going to focus mostly on car charging features, talking about what charger do we need to use for the car that we're going to model today, how much battery consumption we have while we're driving, and also how fast we can charge at different charge points.
Yeah, those are the 3 main points or data that we need in advance to create a long distance EV routing.
Yeah.
At least the first one. Which one was the first one again?
Like car charging features.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. If we're going to use this Audi, actually, it's the Audi e-tron that we're gonna use.
Fancy.
The 55, Quattro 55, I think.
We like to use fancy cars here.
Yeah. I would like to have that one.
Me too. We can import one.
Yeah, you tried, right? It's only
it's only in Europe, I think. So I'd have to import one. Oh. So that would be even pricier. Perhaps worth it, but even worse, really.
True. So the first thing is the connector, the plug type. So I know we have to find out what type it uses, and from what type it uses, what kind of facilities can it use to find out, and that will help the API, this endpoint that we're going to use to calculate what charging station or which charging station close to in the route are going to use, right? Because they have to find out of all the charging stations that are along the route, which one can you use at a specific time to stop, recharge, and continue.
Yeah, and so then we're also, but at each charging station, I feel like there are sometimes different connectors or different types of chargers. Are we going to have to narrow down the type of charger that's at each charging station, because we get into the whole language of charging point, which is the plug, and the charging pole and the charging station, which all gets very confusing. But basically, you need one plug, obviously, to charge your car, and sometimes the charging parks have different connectors, right?
Yes. In fact, a place in our TomTom API, you will get a location where the charging station is. But one charging station can have connectors for different autos.
Yeah.
We don't know. Can we have a different type of power to charge? It depends. If it's like a charging park area where electric cars are parking to recharge, also we don't know. So everything is taken in consideration. That's why we need to get the data correctly for the API to find the correct point where to recharge.
Right.
What was the second one? Sorry.
Battery consumption. So how much battery we're going to consume while driving. So that comes down to the kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers measurement
Yes.
from a few episodes ago, the memory bank.
Yeah. Yeah. So we need to know how much do we consume when we're driving. Exactly. So we start with some, let's say, with 100% battery and driving. How fast are we consuming the battery? And when we reach out to a certain level, I assume the API will detect, okay, at around this
Low
point, you
battery.
should be exactly, you should be looking for a charging station. Let's find out in the area. Oh, it's too far away. Let's go back. All this calculation will be done by us.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
and there are a
That's
few
what I'm
different
trying to do.
points. Yeah, that's what we're going to try to do. And there are a
Try to
few
do,
things
yeah.
because we have to take into account the car weight, because how heavy the car weighs, which
Yeah.
varies like model to model. Obviously, I think last time we maybe even covered, or in past episodes, we've talked about types of routes, like really hilly routes with EVs are going to use more battery, which is less what we're going to talk about here, but obviously battery capacity, because not all cars have the same size battery. I think the e-tron has a pretty large battery. So I don't think that should be as big of a problem.
Yes, let me just double click quick. I'm gonna check.
I can
It's a
just
95. Sorry?
95. Oh, I was going to say I can swap the screen share over to you if we want to start taking a look, but
Well, yeah, sure. For
all right,
first,
because that
we'll
way
show
we
what
can
we
see
did
it.
last. Yeah, let's switch to my screen. Let me know when it's come.
All right, cool. So I'll switch it over. Here we go. So we see the map now. So we see the map of Vancouver.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh,
where we went
yes.
last.
That's what we did last time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if it's still running. Let me check. Double check. Vancouver. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It just went to Vancouver in Portland. That's a
the
little
other
town.
Vancouver, Vancouver, Washington.
The other Vancouver and Portland. Okay. It's okay. So
We can drive there too.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Let's really here. I'm going to the correct
Drive
Vancouver.
to Vancouver.
Mm.
I feel like that'd be a long. It's going to be a long
Yeah,
trip for
Vancouver,
the
British
e-tron.
Columbia. Yeah, and the other direction was Seattle, I think. Seattle. Yeah, we did that, and then we created the route.
That'd be a beautiful drive.
And we using the along the route search, we did this. We asked for around 20 different charging stations, the possible charging station. Yeah, and then we have the issue that the whole distance between Vancouver and Seattle, probably in one single charge, it would not be possible to do it with an electric car. So we need to define, because for example, this auto that we have here, it was the Ioniq, I think it was.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah,
the
it has
range in the
this is the
polygon.
range.
Yep.
For example, if I did from that position, obviously will not cover. If you are from this range, this will be the position will be here. You almost might not get it to Seattle. Yeah. So that's why today we're gonna do another endpoint in the TomTom Maps API using the extended routing API, which is to create a route, a long distance route for electric vehicles. So let me just quickly move to, because I was preparing for this. I'm gonna move to another here. And what I did, I'm gonna clear the cache. So something similar. What I did is just clear a clean version of it. I took the source code from this previous Devisode, and I cleaned it up a little bit. Let me show you. What I did is put empty waypoints. I find out anything that we can find about our new auto, which is the Audi.
The new Audi.
e-tron. Yes. And let's see. So we have to go to Europe. So
yeah, we're going to ride in Europe this time.
Yeah,
because our car is in Europe only.
Next time we will change something for North America.
I'm taking a trip today.
And we can go to Copenhagen. Copenhagen. Is there? Yeah, there's Copenhagen. Okay, so the search is working, still working, perfect. And if you right now we're not doing anything at all. We're doing no routes at all, but we're going to get the data, that information that we need from your previous slide, which is the first thing is information about our car.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe if you go back to the code for like a quick second, maybe let's talk about what exactly we're working with in terms of the constant speed consumption, because we see a lot of numbers there. So, but I think we were chatting a little bit beforehand on what they all mean in terms of the consumption on freeways or in cities, things like that, because those are all numbers we're going to be pulling, not necessarily directly from the car, but some of those are standard, right?
Correct. The first one is for this medium mid-size auto. It's not a fully heavy auto.
Right.
I know that on city, I took information from a previous demo. We calculated that around in city limits, 45 kilometers per hour, which is this value here, the consumption should be around 19 kilowatts per hour, around that. But the other one is within highway. So it's 100 kilometers per hour, and we have this value, 22.4. That number I cannot mess up. That number has to be, because we're going to go from city to city, we're going to go through highways, and we're going to go high speed, right?
Yeah, so that's the majority of our routing. Yeah.
Correct. So we have to get very accurate with this value if we want to calculate. Fortunately, we don't have to invent or get a wheel or even guess. This information is quite available. I think I have this website here. I was looking for this car. This is the car. You like it? That's nice.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
Still waiting for that import.
Yeah. Okay. The first thing I have to check is the weight. It's 2.5 tons, 2,490 kilograms.
It's all battery.
All battery. No.
No.
So it's part of the parameters I'm gonna add here. 2490, because it's part of the calculations. And now I'm gonna tell you where did I get this 22.4. It's plenty of information available online. If many cars already. Here it is, energy efficiency. So in a combined, this is the two standards. The first one is the new European driving cycle. The other one is the WLTP. It's a worldwide harmonized light vehicle test procedures. They calculated around this. So the 2.4 kilowatts per hour is 100 kilometers. So this is the value that we took it from.
So then why do we use the second parameter as opposed to the first one?
Random.
It's random.
I want to, the second, not random. The second one is it says it's more consumption. 22.4.
Yeah, so we want to be on the safe side because we want to say we're consuming more than we're consuming less. Yeah.
Correct. That's why I put it in the safe side. Now, what's the other thing that we need to find out? We need to find out also what kind of plugs, connector types that we can use. And scroll here. Here it is, charging types. So I can see here, let me just scroll with this program, that there are 4 types of plugs, actually the possibilities of charging, using all of them the same interface, the type 2 ISC 62196. Now, we have to create a object that contains this information somehow, because we need to pass it to the endpoint for the routing API.
Yep.
And the next one is, there it is, charging time. We have all the information here. So if we are using these type of connectors for this type of charging, 100% of the battery will be charged in 24 hours. That's quite low charging. A 3-phase e-cable, it will be around 14 hours. The most recharging cable would be around 8 hours, and the supercharger, the DC direct current chargers, will be around half an hour for up to 80%. It's only 80% for obvious reason, because we cannot charge DC or the full percent to protect the battery.
That's the best charger, so you don't have to wait around as long.
That's the best charger. I want to notice this, that the information here we have to extract better information, because this is the one that giving me most data. Is that this connector, the plug type EF, for example, using the plug type EC6296, 196, when using the 240 volts at 16 amps, which is then will be this one, it will take that amount, 24 hours to charge. We have to convert that into numbers. Now, how do we create these values? Let's go to the TomTom developer portal, and in the extended routing API, we have the long distance EV routing API, and it tells a little bit how will it work. We have to pass the charging modes in the post command, and we're saying, okay, we have for this facility type with this block, the charging curve would be something like this. Up to 300, it would be the 300 seconds to charge up to 1 kilowatt per hour. If you want to charge 2.1 kilowatts per hour, then we'll be up 500 seconds, etc. We already kind of have that information.
Yeah, right.
Because we're saying that up to this charger using this plug in mode 3 charging cable, it will take 8 hours and 38. We have to convert this into seconds for each one.
Yeah.
Well, let's do that. Let's do that quickly. Well, not that quickly. I think I have this. I have collect them. Oh, something happened. Okay, I saw the.
Yeah, I did the transition and move the camera.
Oh, cool. We're still using the transition, the rotating thing. Eh?
Yeah, we don't use it enough, so I wanted to put the logo transition in one more time, just to really amplify the code, Jose, you know, because
Super
here
cool.
we've arrived at the code, and that's really the important part.
Super cool. Well, it's charging modes. So the Audi charging modes will be a charging mode is an element with arrays of charging modes. Let me just double click here. Dun, 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 dun. So charging.
So this is where we're going to be working through all of that information, right? In terms of the charging points, the kilowatt hours, all of that. So this is where we do a good amount of writing.
Yeah, we have to do. Okay, this is an array, and I have. I know that it's an array, and the first element of the array is an object, and here we have to send the connection, the charging connections.
Yeah, so we'll be having to send all of these in.
Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? It's an array here. And the charging connections, it's also an array. And we have to find with what plug can we use with what kind of charging. So the first thing is we already have one plug. I know that we have to use the ISC 60196 type 2, but there is one from the base. We have one from the connector, and also a cable that is with cable attached. That means you cannot disconnect. It's attached. So it depends. We have to find out all of these connectors available. Yeah. If a charging station have any of these connectors, that means we can charge the car.
Yeah, and it also helps with the route planning, right? In terms of in terms of availability of each type of charger, knowing ahead of time what the driver is getting when they arrive at the charging park, right?
Correct. And when we have these charging connections, the second element that we need to find out is the charging curve. I think it's charging curve, and uses an array. And in this case, we only have one element in the array, which is, I'm gonna double check the API. Charge in kilowatts per hour. Yeah, charge in kilowatts per hour. And I know that the charge in kilowatts per hour will be the maximum value of the battery charge, like 100%. Oh, I don't even know how much was the charging maximum, the battery?
Isn't it 95?
The capacity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, double check. Double check.
But also this site is super useful because we basically are pulling a lot of the specs from the car, from here, as well as the knowledge of what we need to charge and all of that.
Yeah. There it is, you're right.
There we go.
95 kilowatts. Okay, so that means value 100% should be charge 95, and the next parameter should be the time to charge in second. So we're gonna use the slowest mode probably now, the first one. The slowest mode should be, let's go back. The slowest mode would be this block, the block type EAF at 240, 60 amps. That will take 24:45.
That's a very long charging, so it's more of an, well, not just overnight, but more than overnight charging.
Yeah, 24:45 is 89,000 seconds. I don't think it would be that useful to charge it, but okay, who knows? It's part of the equation. So, and now we have to add the charging connections. Charging connections usually is an array of objects, and the object contained first is the facility type. I think it's called facility type. And now we have to say or find what facility type represent that value. Now, let's go back to the specification. You will see that is, in my case, is 24 volts at 16 amps. Let's find it. Where is 24 volts? 24 volts, sorry, 240 volts at 16 amps, but it's not phase 3. It's a phase 1. That means this one. So when we find a station that have that type of facility with my plugin, this says, yes, we can stop there and charge. Not recommended. Not recommended much because it would be super slow.
But then do we take into account, because here we're just putting in basically the type of chargers that we're looking for and the type of connectors and things like this, but we're not yet taking into account anything like if the charging poles are available and the hours and things like that, right?
Not, well, in theory, it should calculate some availability, yeah, but no, not right now at the moment.
But it's
because when you are driving, you don't know if it's gonna someone will come right now, and when we are driving, and someone will take the charger, be occupied. I have copied already from the previous demo already the charging station for this one. I'm gonna, because I think we use the. I remember that we already used the Audi ones, so that means we can plug in here. So what I did is we have the charge, the 240, the same charge at 240 with the second type of connector, and the same facility with the other type of connector. So if we find any charging station with this power, with this connector or this connector or this connector, that means we need to charge full in so many seconds. Simple. Now we have to add more because we have 3 more. We have 3 more
to go.
I think I have 3 more to go. This will take quite a while, so I'm gonna find the sample from the other code because I think it's
streamline it a little bit.
The other one will take the whole hour.
It would be copied anyway,
yeah. Yes, I don't want to do that, so let me just double check here. I have another demo here. So we need to find out also the other type of chargers. You see that for the next one, it was a 400 volts, 16 amps. And you will see that we have here a 400 volts, 16 amps. Well, this qualifies. The 380 for, well, not this one.
No, not that one.
Not that one. Oh wow! That one is a 3 phases, yeah, 3 phases.
It's a 3-phase charger, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So 300 to 48. This is the range, 400 volts at 16 volts, yeah. And then we use the neck for the next one.
That one's a little bit of a faster charger, isn't it?
It is. It should be 18 hours.
Faster.
No, 14 hours. Kinda. 14 hours. So 14, 14:51. Okay. 14 hours, 51 is 53,000 seconds.
That's a long amount of charging time.
It's quite a long time to charge indeed.
But on a,
I think I have. Tell me.
oh, so at the same time, like on a macro level, I think it's interesting because what we're doing here is, even though it seems sort of monotonous in terms of, you know, we're copying over, you know, facility types and plug types and things like that, what we're doing is we've gone and found a specific car model, and we found the types of chargers that it needs and things like that, and we're basically creating a way for us to enable this searching for the charging type along a route that we set. So we're actually not taking all too many steps if you're thinking of like mentally or in theory to actually say, okay, like let's actually go and find these charging spots. That's before we get to things like the opening hours and are the poles available in real time and all these sorts of things. But we're actually taking quite a lot of information here, including the factor of the car, and then, you know, plotting the route. There are a bunch of other factors that you can include.
Yeah, and the most interesting feature of this, in my opinion, is the last one, which is the fastest one, which is the DC charger. Any DC charger will be at 80% for 31 minutes. And we can use any of these connectors. And I went to our API, in our documentation, and said, do we have a feature for direct charge here?
Do we, though?
And we do. We do.
Oh.
And we do. We have this direct current. Some facilities with direct current at 125, 200 amp direct current, and also direct current at simply 20 kilowatts, or direct current, anything above 250 kilowatts. And I think that's the one we have to use, because we have to find that the maximum power that we can have is 100. It says here 150
So
kilowatts.
we want to account for that then, in terms of any charger above that.
More combination, exactly.
And so then we have
put this one, and I put this one as well. It's 120 kilowatts direct current.
That was my next question: is do we have to include them all, or do we just include any that are above 50?
I don't know. Really,
we don't know.
I don't know that one. Yes, I don't know. I think we should
try it.
We should try it, but I am sure that in real life, once we have information about a charging station, oh, by the way, that list is updated. So
it's constantly updated. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there are new providers coming in the market, placing charging stations on the road all the time. So they have different combinations because new cars coming in the market all the time. So this list is just now. Yeah. So if a charger that is already in our database that has a direct current above the 50K, which is the limit that we have here, a producer will just flag it and say, this is one of these. You can use one of them. Now, okay, I think we're done with the Audi charging modes. What else do we need to do? Okay, we have to calculate now pass the parameters of the route. So we have a function here, which is the same function, the same button. When you click calculate the route, we're gonna get from the waypoints. We have 2 waypoints, which is that's one of the main restrictions of these endpoint, for example, that you can only create the route with 2 points, one origin, one destination. Usually the routing API is very flexible to have waypoints. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. If you can have waypoints in this case, but in this case, because we are doing a heavy calculation from A to B to calculate where to stop, is actually calculating their own waypoints inside of it, because you have to stop if you need to stop.
Right.
There's a value. This is the locations that we have done from the last time, and there is a value that I want to store here in advance, which is from the Audi, which is the object that we have there. We have a max charge in kilowatts per hour. Yeah, this should be capacity. In this case, 95.
95.
That should be 95. Now I'm going to create some route options. to pass the parameters, and I'm going to double check the API, because you're always in doubt, check the API documentation. You can see that we can have passed several parameters, and the origin and destination, they're not in the parameters, they're actually in the URL, in the URL itself. And then you have to pass the API key, obviously. Then you pass the engine time, which is obviously always electric. Then you have the speed consumption. That means we already have that information. The current charge is how much charge we have now. Okay, let me just if I remember now. So first, I know that the API key is needed. Then once it's okay, the origin is we just have the locations here. So that means locations. Let's take the first element, and destination. Let's call the location the second element. I know there are only two. The vehicle. Oh, it's here. The vehicle weight. Vehicle weight is the Audi
parameters.
Yeah,
to affect the route.
Audi. Yeah, vehicle weight. Boom. Yeah. Current charge is how much we have right now. Well, should we start with
Should we start like half?
Full?
Oh, full? Okay.
Full. It doesn't matter. Let's say full. That's why I'm saving this max value, because I'm gonna use it several times. Now, what is the max charge? I know that means max. It's the same value. Yeah. We can say, hey, no, I want to start with half. We have the battery. Okay, you can start with half the battery. No problem. 50% the battery, if you want. All right. Minimum final charge, I think it was called, or something like that. Oh no, the first one is minimum charge at destination. Okay. Okay, minimum charge. Or let's call it final charge, and then I will translate it. So what at the end of the route, when we finish our route, how much battery do we want to have?
Ooh,
I would say
maybe like not less than 10%.
Yeah, we can finish with also half.
Also half, so that way we have to charge more.
Yeah, more time in advance. Well, let's say max time percentage. 20%?
Yeah, 20%.
So that means when we finish, we should at least have 20% of 95. Okay. There's another one, which is called the minimum charge at the charging stop. That means
so that the minimum amount we have to have to actually pull into a charging stop, right? As in, we never let the battery get this low along the route.
Correct.
Yeah.
Then please find me something. Yeah. Usually it should be also the same, something like that. 20%. 10% is quite.
That's pushing it. So 20-25% almost. I think would be best.
We can play with those values later.
Yeah, for sure.
And see how it looks like. We have to send the speed consumption, the constant speed consumption. Yeah, consumption. Yeah, constant speed consumption. And that is already in our Audi. Yeah, constant speed consumption. We already have it. Yeah, it's the 122.4 and the 45 kilometers per hour, 19. Yeah. And now the big value, the charging modes, which we already kind of created down there. Audi charging modes. So this object is not really the one that we're going to send to the API. I'm going to parse it later. It's just for me to organize the code a little bit. Charging modes. Okay, and then we have the options. Calculate the route here. Let's say okay, calculate route, and then we pass the options. Root options. That didn't go well. Root options. Okay. All right. That will calculate the root. Of course, we draw the root already. We have it. Specific root. And that's it. Okay. Now
right.
let's go to how do we calculate the root. That's another story.
That's another story. Another Devisode. No.
Good one. Let's go at the code at the end. Yeah. Calculate the root here. Use the long distance moving URL API. I need to find out. Let's put a base URL. Let's find out which one is the URL. It's called HTTPS code routing. You calculate load this as if route. Good. Gonna copy that one. That's a URL. Okay. Let's create a function. We have to create. We have to find a way to create this whole URL with the data we just passed, and to in the HTTP post to pass this. Yeah, we have to find a way to do that. Well, we can. That's why I wanted to create just a build URL kind of function, like build URL. That something that I pass the parameters. Yeah, and like for example options, and then it will create the URL for us, and that's the URL we're going to use for using our fetch command, for example, quickly. So var, let's see, is the base URL, and then I know that the first one is the origin. It's origin latitude, origin longitude, then is this colon, semicolon, colon, semicolon?
It's a semicolon. Oh, it's very
semicolon.
small.
Yeah,
that's not the easiest to see. Wait, no. Yes. Oh no, wait, it's playing tricks. It's a colon.
Colon.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, well, in any case, so latitude, comma, longitude, colon, latitude, destination, colon, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. So the first of the options, we could, of course, latitude. Actually, the options contain the origin. Origin, it's called origin. Latitude, then comma, then push the options, origin, longitude, colon, then well, it's going to take long.
Yep.
Now the destination.
Yeah, now we have the destination.
Destination, yeah, is latitude plus comma options.
Creating these live is a real show of perseverance.
Yeah, I'm sure there are better ways to do this, but right now I'm doing it by hand. Yeah. Plus, okay, wait. So that it has these values, and then we have to find the JSON, the API key, engine type, the constant. Okay. All right. No problem.
So, no problem at all.
No problem at all. I just added
this is like here. Iron Man coding edition.
I know that I have this. So first one is a vehicle engine type. That's electric. That's the first thing we have to do. Another parameter. We have to send the travel mode, car, because it's car. We have to see the route type. No, it's always the fastest. Traffic. Please take traffic in consideration, please. Yeah.
This way we know if there's traffic on the way to the charger or not.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. What else do we need to add? Oh, the key. We've forgotten the. Oh,
we need the API key.
The API key. So the API key is should be key equal. The API key is called API key. That's it. What else do we need? We need the vehicle weight. How much the weight? I think it's called vehicle weight. So ampersand vehicle weight equal. Let's also send the options, right? Yeah. Options vehicle weight. Yeah. What else do we need? We need the current charge. The current charge.
Yeah, we need the charge at the start of our route.
Yeah. The current charge in. Wait, I have this value here. I don't have to guess. Current charge in kilowatts per hour. There it is. Yeah, that one. Equal. Options. That's the called current charge. Yeah. What else do we need? We need the maximum charge. Yeah.
The battery capacity.
Correct. That's the maximum.
At some point, we should also need we have the charge destination and minimum at charging station, which are sort of our last two.
Yeah. Yeah. These options.
Almost done with the URL.
Max charge.
Is it yeah, max charge? Max.
Was max charge? Yeah, max charge. Yeah. What else? That's what I'm missing. Oh, the minimum charge.
Right.
And when we stop. Yeah, correct. Yeah, minimum charge at destination is here, right here.
Min charge at destination and then minimum charge at stops.
True. Minimum charge. This is minimum charge at destination, and that is options. Minimum final charge.
Yeah.
And then the minimum charge at the stops. Here it is. Copy that. Equal. Options. Minimum charge. Minimum charge. Stop.
There we go.
What else do we need? Yeah,
I think that's
almost there.
Right? Or not so much.
Oh, did we add the speed consumption?
I don't.
Nope.
Oh, we need to include speed consumption. That's a bit important.
Yeah, quite important. It's called constant speed consumption. Yeah.
And it's before. It's after engine type.
Yeah. But the order is not quite needed, eh?
Yeah.
It's not. So constant speed consumption in kilometers equal, and then options. Then we have from the it's called speed consumption. Okay, cool. We have a URL.
Yep.
Hopefully it will work.
Hopefully it will work.
I'm sure it will be fine. Yeah. We have the charging mode. Charging mode. Let me see. Okay. Okay, we have the build URL, then send it back. Yeah. Once we have the URL, please send it back. Now, the next thing that we need to do is to actually then create the route.
Time to create the route.
Yeah. So the function that we do is called calculate route. And we have the route options, right? Pass a parameter. And the first thing that we need is get me the URL. It's build URL, and we put the options. With the URL, then we can create a post command. We're using the fetch URL. Let me just, if I find how to use the fetch command. We have another sample. We did that also for the.
So we did some route specific planning, right? I think just in terms of like route options and other things like this, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm looking here in the previous Devisode. I don't want to type that much.
Yeah, no, that's the easiest option.
Yeah.
Because we've covered them before as well, so we've explained them through.
Yeah. Okay, I found some post data. Let me just see if I can make it work here.
Yeah.
Use something. So what it is this: you take this post data, execute a post command, HTTP post to a URL, and you pass the body of the data, the parameter that you are sending. And that would be nice because we are going to, in the calculate route, we can say post data, and we pass the URL, and then the data, and the data is route options. Where's options? We have to pass the charging mode.
Yeah.
Hello. Charging mode. There it is.
The charging modes. There we go.
Yeah. And another post data returns. Wait, this is wrong. Another post data returns a promise. That means we have to do something when we receive it. And if you got data correctly, let's parse the route with the data we receive. Yeah. And then if there is an error, because this is a fetch, let's display it in the console and as an error, and we pass the error. Now we have to find a way to parse the root data. Then we can do var root data function, and we're going to receive the data here. And what it does is, well, let's print it.
Let's see what we get back.
Yeah. Well, that would be interesting to see.
I'm interested to see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Let's okay, I'll leave it. I already saved it. I'm going to reload. And let's go to the first city in Europe. Any
city.
Let's start with the Berlin, which already found Berlin, and then the other city was Copenhagen, I think. Copenhagen at waypoint. Okay, so we have Berlin and Copenhagen, and I'm gonna see if I can see the root, and we have not read the, you cannot read the property lat in the build URL. Let me check.
It's always the lat. No, just kidding. It's never always the lat, but
yeah,
something was going to get us. Let's see.
All the time. It's always nothing's perfect. Origin. Okay, let me just double check. In the index 243. Options, origin, lat. So we cannot find. Oh God. Okay, build URL. Often defined, like in the root options. Build URL. Okay. Origin. This is supposed to be location. The first element should be latitude and longitude. All right.
So we have to go through and see why the lat is causing the error.
Yeah. Good point. Well.
Wait, where do we interact with lat?
This is coming from the moment we add the waypoint.
Okay.
So that means location. I like to, we can stop. We can debug using the, but I want to show, this is faster for me now for this moment. I want to see what's the locations value, because maybe it's something is not kosher here. Yeah.
Let's see.
Berlin and Copenhagen. So we have two values.
Still lat.
Long and lat, there it is.
Have the lat, so you see the lat.
Yeah, can you read the property lat of
points
the file? Yeah.
At build URL. And
yeah, the problem is in build URL. Yes, true. It's in build URL in line 245. So the values are destination.
Where?
You doesn't know what's lat, isn't it? This is strange. I don't see it.
It's not misspelled, is it? Or something?
This. Well, wait. Where's destination here in my list? There's no destination.
Oh no. Well, yes, it's destination undefined. Go right there.
Yes, here is defined, but where's destination? Oh, here.
That's what I mean.
Destination is undefined.
That's what I mean.
JavaScript was right. It was undefined.
JavaScript.
How could we
zero.
undefined? Yeah. What are we missing? Call destination.
That's what I'm saying, like, is it not defining the location? Because it's saying location at 1 is not defined.
Yeah. Location. Yeah, obviously. I see the error right here in front of me. It's locations. Plural.
Thought there was something funny about location. Location?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, you see. All right. Good. Now it passed. We have a URL created, and now it says reference error. Of course, that's okay. It's parse root is not defined. Okay, good. Because it's in line 265. Let's see, 265. It's an error. 264 parse route. Parse route. We have parse route. We don't have parse route.
Something. Wait, yes, you do.
Where?
Dot then parse route in the build
Here.
URL. Yeah.
Yeah. We have to say parse route.
Yeah.
Parse route. That's what we want.
Yeah.
To show the errors. Okay, let's see. I want to see this route created now. Like seriously.
We
Berlin.
need the route.
We need the route. Copenhagen.
I can tell that the fly effect is just a stalemate for the actual building of the route. Oh no.
Yeah, it's okay. It's an error. That's good. Show me the error. Invalid what? Okay.
Valid lat.
Oh, no. Oh, it's good. It's a good. I need the errors to show me what's going on. Mean charge or charging stops in kilowatts per hour must be provided. Didn't we provide that? Of course we did. Mean charge.
So minimum charge. We didn't define it, or is it?
Our charging stops in.
I'm looking for typos again.
Yeah, of course there's a typo. You wanna bet?
Min charge charging stops.
In our charging stops. So it's this one. Mean charge our charging stop in kilowatts per hour. Is it a typo? See, well, it's the same, right? It's the same. So mean charge at stop should be a position in, a value in the options. Maybe it's sending the wrong value. Maybe sending a, can we see the parameter here? Post data, calculate route, click. Okay. So options mean final charge. Maybe it's not the correct value. Let's see the options. Let's check the options again. Mean final charge or mean charge at stop. It's mean charge at stop. Okay. Show me the parameters. Mean charge at stop. 19.
So we see it.
So it's there. It's a parameter. Mean charge stop must be provided. Are we provided? Let me see. Maybe the URL is not correctly built. And to be honest, it's not correctly built. You have to pass it as a query parameter. There it is. That was missing.
That was
good.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, the ampersand.
Yeah, it was missing the ampersand. That was
and
it.
Ampersands.
Yeah, the ampersand. No, a typo. Let's see. Let's see. Reload. Now, let's go back to Berlin.
I'm wondering. I wonder our quality looks like it's going down. The video quality.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I wonder if my connection is bad streaming.
Oh, we have something.
Do we?
We have something. We have a route.
Oh, we have a route. We're just not painting the route.
We are just not painting it, but we have the data. We have 2 legs. That means 2 legs. That means from one origin to a resting stop, charge, continue, and go to the final one.
Okay.
So
we do see it printed out. Yeah, no, I see it.
Yes, I have a function to print the route.
No more latitude nightmares.
No, Let's see. I'll take this. I will take this.
All right, perfect. So we built a route with the charging stops according to all of the charging parameters that we put in, the plug types, and all the parameters of the route and the car.
Yeah. I have a previous version where I have a multi-route with legs. Wait, I have a function to print, once the route I got it, to print legs, different legs of a route. Let's do this because I want to see the route, how it looks like.
Yeah, we want to see what it looks like.
Correct. So let me see. This was in the previous Devisode. We have some multi-route as well. No, it was a demo that we wrote like some time ago. Let me just look for it. Okay, I think it's this. Wait, no. I'm looking for it. Wait, I'm looking for it. All right. Okay, where's the parse route? Parsing. We have the parsing route here. We have printed, and then I just added it here. So we have take me the first route. The route contains legs. For me, for each element of the route, create the locations, and then we create a JSON object for the multi-route. And for each one, we draw a route with passing color. Oh, we have to set a color. Wait, I remember this part. You have to have a colors. Colors, it's an array, I think. Yeah, and the first color, let's say, is green.
I know we were thinking about painting individual segments, but I don't know where.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, we had this whole plan.
It's easier to see. Yeah. It's easy to see it that way. Green and black. Let's say green and black. And they have a line string, and then the draw route is just got it. And then I have an option to add the markers, but I don't know if I have the add markers here already. We did
markers last time, but
we did add markers last time. Where are they? Search for address, route options. Yeah, we don't have markers here for some reason. Yeah, we have empty markers. We see from the previous Devisode. Let me see that markers. You can find it. How to draw the marker. Yeah, from the previous Devisode we have the markers. Yeah. Okay, let's go there, add the markers. Oh yeah, I added some pop-ups later for the charging time on arrival and stuff. Okay, let's see how it looks like. Let's see.
Reload. See if we can paint the route.
Yeah. Let's go back. Berlin. Copenhagen. Add waypoint. Very good. Where is it? Copenhagen. There it is. Create me the route. Let's see. It takes a while to find the correct charging stations, I suppose, or something like that. And yeah. Okay. Found the same route, of course. Reference error not response. Route response is not defined as part of route in 286. Let's see, find out what's in 286. In 286, the route response. Oh, okay. We have the data. It's not called route response. Remember, we call it data. So we can rename route response. Just run the route response. That's the one we are using. Was called route response. Yeah. Okay. Did we save it? Did we save it? Save. And
we'll see if we can paint it.
Yeah. For the 10th time.
We fly over to Copenhagen for the 10th time.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. We have a route.
Finally.
Finally.
The route gods have blessed us with a route.
Okay, from green to black. That means we started in Berlin, and for some reason we have to recharge here for some reason. And
Maybe
from
all the
there,
traffic.
probably. Well, it depends on the options. We said that we're going to start
Oh, we
half the
started with
battery.
half a battery. That's why.
Yeah. So you need to use to recharge and then go back to Copenhagen in this route. The reference format seconds is because I think I have a function. I used to have a function to display a nice way to display the seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have that. It's in the original code that we copy from the other one. Let me just copy it here. I know I have it. It's just a standard function. Well, not a standard. I found it somewhere. You just convert the data from the seconds
It's nice that we
to
can
hours
still see
to minutes.
we see the stop even though we don't have a marker for the stop. We still see that
Right,
there's a stop
because we have the error. Yeah, we have the error. So let's see, Copenhagen. Yeah, we have two routes. Let's create the route. It's taking a while, obviously. We try to calculate now. The charging, come up. There it is. Yeah, it's the same location.
There we go.
Route here. And we have, if you click here, yeah, it says we have to wait here for 10 hours.
Cool. I'm down to wait there for 10 hours. That sounds fun.
No, that sounds like very fun. Charging in that station.
Just abandon your car for about 10 hours.
No, wait. Let's do some other. I mean, come on. This cannot be.
But it's only
totally
once.
like
So
that.
you'll have to stop for 10 hours once if you think it's awful. Still, I mean, it's still terrible.
Let's go far. Let's go farther. Further away.
Where do we
Go
want
to
to
Geneva.
Geneva.
Yeah, in Switzerland. So let's create the route. That's a more. Wow, I'm really impressed. Actually works. Once we got these lat and long issues,
the
fixed,
latitude nightmare. Hashtag latitude nightmare.
Oh, look at that. So
Beautiful.
obviously we are half a battery. That was as soon as we got out of Berlin, charge.
It could be traffic, or it could be something else.
Yeah, then you have to wait there 28 minutes.
Nice, I respect.
35 seconds, and to recharge. Oh, we do have in the data the ID of the charging station. We should poke.
So you would be able to see what station it is.
Correct, and what kind of charges we have, and if it's available or not. Yeah, we have to do that using the extended search API. We can do that in a moment. Let me see. And in this one, we have to wait 10 hours because probably it's full charge.
That's the
and
overnight
in here,
stay.
29 minutes, and in here for another 8 hours.
Oh my God.
I'm changing the idea. Maybe I should get a Tesla.
Not the Audi, not the fancy Audi. You'll exchange it for, well, I mean, Teslas are fancy too, but just take the Tesla.
Okay, I know for sure that in this area from here all the way to Geneva, I think there are mountains. So everything is taking into consideration.
The e-tron through the mountains, which I'm sure is much appreciated.
Yeah, of course. It consumes more energy. Well, let's change our parameters for a little bit. Okay, let's see. We are saying we want to start with half the battery or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we start with half the battery, so you've been driving the whole week.
Full battery. Let's start with full battery. Okay.
Full battery.
Full battery. 95, and we say that the current charge is not. We say okay, the current charge is the full battery. Okay. Then the maximum charge full battery. The final charge station. Let's see. You can go 10%. 10% at each stop. You know what I mean?
So drive all the way until you have 10% battery left is basically the point, right?
Yeah. I'll be a bit risky, but I want to see the difference.
We're really risking it all for this e-tron.
Yes, we'll have to see it. Okay, go to Berlin first, and Geneva. The second one, create the route. Hopefully it will not crash on me, saying, not possible. Sometimes it says not possible. You cannot create a route. It's possible. Have this error. Oh, voila, you see, it's a little bit different. Now you have to charge only 3 times.
Right,
now we start with full battery. Yeah, so better start with a full battery.
Better, much better.
In here you have to wait for 10 hours anyway, because you have to have full battery all the way for 12 hours. And here, 24 minutes just to get a little bit to the end.
Wait, is that 12 hours?
Yeah, this one says 12 hours.
So that it's using the other type
I mean,
of
stay the
charging
night.
port. Yeah, you have to stay the night.
Literally stay
It's
the
taking a
night.
very slow road trip with this e-tron, which is a bit ironic.
Yeah. Well, it's a long drive, eh?
If only my cousin was still in Geneva, I could have him test
Okay.
test the e-tron route this overnight stay.
I want to, yeah. Let's display the route itself, and we can close the episode today. I want to
the longest episode.
The longest episode ever. Latin longs.
The Latin long epic.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
say again, what are we adding last then?
Sorry?
What are we adding last?
We're going to see the response, because I want to check what is the station that we're going to be stopping at. I want to see if
we want to display it out.
Maybe not display, but I want to get information about that station.
Well, yeah.
For any station, because I want to see if it's available, etc., etc.
I keep waiting for it to give the query per second error, but it's okay.
Have you been to Geneva?
I have not.
It's quite beautiful now. Okay, we have a route. That's good. There's 3 charging stations here, and we can see the route created right here. And the routes you can see in the summary. When we see section, the summary, the total length in meters is wow, there's a lot of meters. 11 kilometers. Yeah, something like that. It's quite distance. The travel time, of course, delays in seconds, because traffic is taken in consideration. And in this legs, we have 4 legs, because we have 3 stops. Let me check. Yeah,
370 seconds of traffic delay. That is
quite. Remember, we're leaving
some
now.
Traffic, yeah.
Leaving now is already 9:28 p.m. So there's not much traffic right now. And in the section, one of the legs, for example, in the first leg, you have a summary point, you have a charging point, charging information at the end of the leg. It says, I have a charging park UID. I wonder if we can take this value.
So yeah, we just have the ID, but from that you could extrapolate out, and you could
perform something else to get the name. Extended search, and we pass it into the what's the name? Our search, extended search, API Explorer. I don't know if you're gonna get anything. Yeah, we do.
Well, let's see.
That charging station, it uses the Type 2 outlet. The standard.
So we get the connector information.
Correct. We have 2 connectors, and we have the 2. We don't know exactly. We don't have information on this one yet. We don't know if it's occupied or not. But we have the power kilowatts is 11.1 kilowatts, and that we know that is not that strong, obviously.
Because we have to wait 10 hours for it to charge.
Probably, yeah, 10 hours. If we do this, let's check on this one. It's only 24. That's that's the last leg, I think. The last of the leg number 2 seconds, I think is this one. Let's take a look of the charging information. This is the parking ID. Let's go and check. Let's go and check that one. Okay, I don't think we'll have to use quotations, just characters here. This one also have a Type 2 outlet. Oh, there are several connectors here. There are also connector cable attached.
So more info here. So it's amazing.
No, this is like a parking.
It's like a big charge park. Yeah.
A big charge area, parking area. So we have, of course, this Type 2. It has 120 kilowatts as a supercharger. It's a supercharger. That's a lot of power. That means you can use that one charge faster. No? it has 120 kilowatts. The original one was only
So only
11.
more 10 hours.
Yeah, that's what the one. This is only like half an hour, I think. Yeah, 24 minutes. Continue. You see? Interesting, huh?
Yeah, all right. So I guess we have, well, after the latitude and longitude nightmare, we actually have the route with the charging stops, and actually we can get all the details from the charging part, which I think is really quite fun. And we have everything from traffic delay to how long you need to stay to charge the car on the road trip to Geneva.
Yeah. And it's very important to have the numbers and values correctly set. It's very important. We want to do,
With no typos and ampersands missing.
Correct. Yeah.
Can't highlight this enough, people.
Correct. Yeah.
But it was good
Get
in
the
our longest
correct button.
running
Yeah.
Devisode. Thank you in the chat also for the great job. We persevered.
Yes. We did it.
Cool. So this EV routing part 2 epic is coming to a close now. And we'll make clips
Very nice.
and add them later.
Okay. Well, thank you, Olivia.
Thanks, Jose, for persevering and writing the giant URL and debugging with me. All right. Happy mapping, everyone.
Thank you. Have a nice night.